in a decision I already regret, we're going to go through a couple of Facebook comments because I generally don't look at our Facebook page. Truth be told, I don't really use Facebook in my personal life that much either. But yeah, people get after it. And there's a lot of talk about social media where you can just hide behind a blank avatar and not a screen name. But Facebook, you use your real name. And people get after it just as much. So that hypothesis is null and void. But we're going to go through the comments from our Fire Zimmer post. There was 150 comments, 145, somewhere like there. There's some gems in here. I'm not going to lie. And I wouldn't normally have seen this, but it was brought to my attention by producer Allie. Plus, it's the holidays. So just yeah, okay. And it runs the complete gamut. It's so many circular logical arguments that come in. It's kind of crazy. We wanted to go through a couple of these. First up, so Jason Husby, I have no dog in this fight, and I'm not a fan of the Vikings. Minnesotan, though, so I hear about the team no matter how hard I may try to avoid it. That said, the Vikings probably would have won 2 to 4 extra games this year had players not had to sit down with COVID. I don't think that's necessarily true. Dalvin missed with COVID. There's been a handful of cases on the team where guys have missed time. But now, blame it on COVID? No. Like, what did COVID have to do with the Bengals game? What did COVID have to do with the Cowboys and the Cardinals and the Ravens game? What would that have to do with any of that? So, nah. Next up, Kevin Marsogan. It's been time for 3 years. Of course. Next one is Leighton. Oh, here we go. Leighton Henry Owens. Can't agree. Not proven that can replace him. Not proven that can replace him. On top of that, gonna be a few teams out there gonna try and snipe any of the prospectively good ones. So you're not gonna fire a coach who probably is gonna be missing the playoffs for 2 years in a row, and you're probably not gonna win a Super Bowl with. And some of the locker room may have tuned him out. You're not gonna fire him because you don't know if the guy that you hired to replace him is gonna be better. And there's also other teams that are looking for head coaches, which. No. How does he get to keep his job in that circumstance? Like, I don't understand. That's full on, like, Minnesotan. I don't want to try new foods because they might be bad. And also other people are trying new foods. That's so stupid. No. I generally don't like calling people stupid. There are stupid opinions. That's a stupid one. Next up, who is next on? James Brown III. Need a coach and play caller who ain't scared to line up 4 receivers that run crisscross, make you want to jump so somebody can be open to score. No ifs, ands, or buts. He's not wrong. The Vikings offense, when it's clicking and when they have the lead, it's phenomenal. But you need to be able to play catch-up ball. And you saw, like, the Bengals going empty. Joe Burrow was phenomenal. Josh Allen, empty sets, phenomenal. Kyler Murray, you look at Mahomes as well. The Vikings do need to get with modern times, and they do need to have that ability to be able to stretch that defense horizontally and then stress it. Right? Because, hey, our 5th best receiver, or tight end, running back, whatever, our 5th best receiving option is going to be better than your 5th coverage option. And that's where you make hay. But the Vikings haven't been able to do that. So, yeah, he's got a point there. Who's next? Tom Bacher. Tom Bacher. Packers should hire him as RDC. Love him. That would actually annoy me because Zimmer is a good defensive coordinator. He's just been a piss poor head coach. Like, he's been the defense coordinator with the challenge flag. He hasn't really absorbed. He hasn't really bought into the role of, like, I have to be the head coach of the entire team, as opposed aside from, hey, Clint, run the ball. That's about it. All right. Next up is Roger Olson. Roger, Where are you, man? Do we miss him? We miss Roger. Go home, Roger. There we go. Can't blame it all on him, but it's probably time. No whining if we wind up with another Les Steckel. Again, that's another, hey, we can't fire him because the new guy might be bad. No, that's bad. Again, do not let good be the enemy of great. And Zimmer, frankly, over the last 2 years, hasn't even been good. All right, so don't let below average be the enemy of good or the enemy of great. Just I don't get that one. It's like, oh, it could be Les Steckel. Okay, well, if the next head coach is Bud Grant, It's possible. Next up, it's like the reasons to stay in a toxic relationship. It's like, well, it's better than being alone. Or what if my next significant other is worse than this one? So I better just love the one you're with, even though they're horrible. They're horrible for you. No, come on, man. Next up, who we're looking for? David Mobby. Oh, same people crying to fire Zimmer would have fired Bud Grant also. So I hate this stupid jerk-off logic. I do. It's like, hey, if Bud Grant misses the playoffs 2 years in a row, yeah, people would have called for Bud Grant's job too. Plus, Bud Grant, hey, he got by on scholarship because he took the Vikings to four Super Bowls in, it was like, 6 years, 7 years, something like that. Also, they're reigning, defending 1969 NFL champions. So, yeah, Bud Grant has actually done a little something. Now, towards the end, before he gave way to Les Steckel in 1984 and had to come back, yeah, things were slowing down. It was not like the glory days. It was not like the gravy train days. Hey, if Mike Zimmer had gone to a Super Bowl, as opposed to, God forbid he goes to 4, yeah, then he would have gotten a little bit more leeway. Just stupid logic. Just moronic. All right. Other than that, we thank you. Thank you for following the page. Maurice Hughes. Mike is a good coach. The players love him. Every time we lose a game, it's always fire Zimmer. Let's fire Spielman first and get... Well, if you fire Spielman, the new GM is going to want his own head coach. Zimmer might get by for a year, but ultimately it ain't going to work. So ostensibly, you're firing Zimmer. And get rid of Kirk Cousins. Is okay quarterback, but he's not the quarterback who's going to take us to a Super Bowl. Kirk Cousins had the best year of his career. It might be jaded because of the last 2 games. He hasn't been great since he cracked those ribs, so whatever. So therefore, we must change GM first and is overpriced quarterback. Let's charge both of them with robbery. That's what they've been doing to us over the years. That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny, but Cousins in previous years had been the problem. Cousins wasn't the problem this year. No, we laid out how many games did Cousins put the Vikings in position to win late? Sometimes it worked out, sometimes it did not. But hey, was it Kirk Cousins and Rick Spielman? I guess it was Rick Spielman's player, so you got me there. That allowed Sam Darnold to march 96 yards for a touchdown and 2-point conversion. What about a 75-yard touchdown for Cooper Rush? What about a 75-yard touchdown drive for Jared Goff? What about all that? Or, was it Mike Zimmer's defense? Next up is who we're looking for. Jason Dumankis. Fire Zimmer. Do any of you know his record as a head coach? Oh, we got bingo. Hold on. Or just going off the ish, you think you know. Zimmer pulled us out of the loser bracket we were in. The NFL doesn't have loser brackets. There's only so much you can do as a head coach. The rest is up to the players to execute the game plan. What if the game plan's piss poor? And talent is not necessarily the issue with this team. You look at the roster, it is racked and stacked. It is a Super Bowl caliber roster. But we need to do a bingo of, hey, you can't fire Zimmer because he's better than Leslie Frazier. It's such a stupid and stale argument. It's like, hey, congratulations for not being the worst defense in the NFL like Leslie Frazier was in 2013. Congratulations. Good job on that. But hey, what does him being better than Leslie Frazier in 2014 have to do with 2022? Seriously, what? No, make an honest assessment. Everyone gets fired eventually. The Eagles fired Andy Reid. The Panthers moved on from Ron Rivera. Good coaches get fired because the message gets stale at times. And you could easily see the message getting a little stale, getting a little crispy around the edges, a little bit dried out over the last 2 years. But hey, at least he fixed Leslie Frazier's team. No. Lastly, there was one more we want to talk about. William Mcilroy. Hey, Billy Mcilroy, are you related to Greg? I wouldn't be surprised if Mike Zimmer says goodbye. He looks like he has given up. Not the same fire. He's not wrong. Or you've seen Zimmer with the edge before. Zimmer, get your mind right or I'll get it right for you, even though that was Cincinnati. But the whole yelling, getting fired up, getting after his players, lighting a fire under players' asses, that's what we loved about Zimmer. Oh, that's what we loved about him in 2014. That was early Zim. Now, maybe he has mellowed with age, but is that the case? He's never going to quit. Like, he's a football lifer, but could you say that his attention is outside of football? Maybe. You just don't see that same my way or the highway, blah, blah, blah stuff. It does seem like Zimmer is a little bit more scattered recently. He's not that same ass kicker that came in 2014. So Like he'll never quit. Like I said, he'll never quit because then his boy might be out of a job. Clint Kubiak might be out of a job. Who really knows? But yeah, he won't walk away. But I don't think that we're getting the same Zim as we had a couple years ago. But yeah, we're not doing that again. The Facebook. What are your thoughts on our thoughts going through the Facebook comments? Hey, good times. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.